here's the one thing that I'm disappointed in. And I'm disappointed in this on both sides, is the constant hypocrisy. So pardoning the people that beat up cops on January 6th, this is the mea culpa. This is the part where I'm like, God damn it. Isn't there one party that can just hold the line? If you're going to be the party of law and order, then you have to uphold that. And there's so much of this hypocrisy on both sides. Like, oh, look at the rich people that are here for Trump. And I'm like, well, let's not forget about the Soros family, Reid Hoffman, BlackRock, Bill Gates, all the billionaires on the other side. The constant pearl clutching and outrage, but then they all do the same shenanigans. They all engage in the same shenanigans. They take money from, big mega donors and super PACs.
Citizens United is maybe the worst, one of the worst, certainly, Supreme Court decisions in American history. And it's completely decimated our politics.
So what would you advise?
I would say, in defense of our approach to billionaires, so I think it's 13 billionaires that are going to be in the Trump administration and in ambassadorships. And yeah, of course, Pritzker gets an ambassadorship, but our administrations have never been stocked like this. And there has never been the level of influence that an Elon Musk exercises, that he gets his own agency. Mm-hmm. He gets a West Wing office. Twitter, you're active on social media, what X looks like now in terms of, it was supposed to be a bastion of free speech, but the algorithm is obviously working against a particular way of thinking of the world and for another way, for the Trump way of thinking about the world. And, it's between the Trump coin and the Melania coin, which, friends and family own 80% of that, which will vest by the end of the Trump administration. Jared Kushner just got sign off on a new luxury hotel project in Albania. They have business before us. I don't think these two things are the same. But what you are describing, I think, is the reason that 7 million Biden voters from 2020 sat home in 2024, where they just said, I think they're all the same and that nobody cares about me. Now, I would say they're not the same and that one side does care about you more. But I understand if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you actually are tracking the cost of eggs because, that's your chance to have fresh food, that a lot of the stuff that we sit around busying ourselves with or debating is irrelevant. And we lost that conversation, the Democrats did, to our great, great detriment. And you see even the difference between folks that are more local representatives, like a congressman or congresswoman or even senators. We performed pretty well down ballot. The margin in the House is going to be 1 seat, which is the slimmest since 1917. And folks like Jackie Rosen and Tammy Baldwin and Alisa Slotkin and Ruben Gallego all won in states that Trump won. So people showed up and they said, who's the fighter? Who's going to fight for me? And they said, it's Ruben Gallego and Donald Trump. And so we need to take the lessons from what those people were saying on the campaign trail and make that more nationwide and get our economic self together when we're talking and, push aside the culture war issues because we're not going to win on that. That's for sure.
Definitely not going to win on that. And the one thing I will say on the economy, and then I do know you need to leave, is that it looks as follows. Again, I'm just showing you what the layman perceives because this is how I perceive it. When Trump left office, gas, let's say California. Gas in California was like $3 and something cents. Now it's like $6 and something cents. A house in Los Angeles or a house in Miami hasn't inflated by 3%, 9%, 14%. It's 100% in some cases. It's this kind of stuff that people are looking at. A plane ticket to get from Los Angeles to Miami was $200. Now it's $800 for coach. Yeah. It's gone up 200, 300%. That's what they're seeing, and they saw it over the last 4 years. So I'm certainly not an economist, but when I go to buy things that I've bought my entire life and they're 100% higher, 200% higher, 300% higher, like a plane ticket, a home, a gallon of gas, that's what it looks like. I don't understand it any other way. That is what they see.
Totally. Inflation, high prices for cost of living items. It was a global problem. And it's not a sexy campaign sticker to say inflation was 9.5% and now it's 2.8%. Nobody cares. They're like, I don't want any percent. But the problem and the challenge is going to be for the Trump administration, as Jay Powell has said, the interest rates are not going to come down, right? This economy is now the Trump economy to deal with. And all of the things that he said he was going to be able to do with the snap of his fingers, it takes time. Like JD Vance is the one who's messaging properly on it, but Trump is still like, I'll take care of it, tomorrow it'll be done. And his most loyal supporters won't care. But as a Democrat, I'm thinking about the people who can be swayed back by making a strong argument that it's actually our policies that are going to effectuate the best outcomes and that, Trump was selling a bad bill of goods.